Hello, I'm Mona Santana. This is my daily gratitude list where I list and talk about 5 things I'm grateful for that hopefully you guys can relate to as well. Number 1, I'm grateful for courage. Everybody should be grateful for courage because it's the thing that gets you through the fear. And sometimes there are fearful things in our lives and we have to muster up courage. So the more that you are able to muster up courage, the more likely you are to not suffer quite as much. So courage is something I'm very grateful for because I find that the more you're able to cultivate having more courage, the easier your life becomes and the more you're able to persevere in the face of things that are horrible. Because sometimes there are horrible things in life because that's just the nature of things, right? There's going to be the good, there's going to be the bad. There's no way around it. So everyone's going to have some kind of adversity or fear or whatever. You can be fearful of anything, quite frankly. Sometimes people have fear of, like some kind of phobia. I have a phobia. I have a roach phobia. If I will freak out if I see one, I just, it's like, they just make me cry. I can't handle it. It's really bad. But I have been able to muster up a little bit of courage slowly but surely, and I'm hoping that one day I will overcome that fear because it's really just a little bug. But unfortunately, they're kind of all over the place in LA if you're walking down the street, and they freak me out. I hate them so much, but it's my personal challenge. So if you have a personal challenge, maybe share in the comments, and that way we can all realize that we're all kind of in the same boat. Like nobody's perfect. Everybody's going to have challenges in life, and courage is the kind of thing that gets you through. So let me know. I am going to move on to number 2. So number 2, I'm grateful for mangoes. I love mangoes. When I was a kid, my mom used to buy mangoes a lot because although she's Spanish and from Spain, she grew up in Brazil. And so she loves mangoes because there were mangoes everywhere in Brazil. And so it was something that my family often had at home, and consequently I love them because they're delicious, and I love that they're pretty much readily available anywhere you go. It's amazing. Didn't used to be like that. So if there's another fruit that you prefer over mangoes because mangoes are maybe not your thing, go ahead and be grateful for that. I chose mangoes because there's something that I particularly love. I mean, even if it's like there's like some candy or something and it's mango flavored, I'm always going to go for mango. That's just my favorite. That and pineapples. But anyway, that's another story. But today I'm grateful for mangoes. Number 3, I'm grateful for blankets. Blankets are something that we use every single day, and they're not something that you'd really think about, but you should, because they weren't always available like they are now, where you can find them in any material that you want, in any size that you want. You can have them on your couch. You can have them in your bed. You can have them in a box with a fox. You can have, maybe not in a box with a fox, maybe in a house with a mouse. But so maybe be grateful for blankets today because they bring a lot of comfort into your life, and they're not something that were always around. It used to be that you would have blankets made out of like horsehair and stuff like that. That wasn't really very appealing. I mean, that must have smelled kind of bad, I guess. I don't know, but I do think that a lot of the materials that we have these days are far more appealing than horsehair. So let's be thankful for blankets. Number 4, I'm grateful for The Wizard of Oz. I love The Wizard of Oz, the story of The Wizard of Oz. One of the things I really love about it so much is that it's a story about a girl, and she comes out in the end of this long story, which you all know the story of The Wizard of Oz, but I love that the story is basically telling her, this person, that she has agency, that her home is wherever she is, that she's always, the home is wherever your heart is, basically. And so I just love the story and how uplifting it is and how positive it is, especially for girls. So if you have a daughter, I don't have any idea who's watching this, or if you're a little girl yourself, just watch The Wizard of Oz, because I do feel like it's a very uplifting, positive story about how you can have courage. And you can also like make your life whatever you want it to be ultimately. So there's a lot of sort of read between the lines stuff in that book and film, and I just love it. And also that song, Somewhere Over the Rainbow. I mean, it's beautiful. So, let's be grateful for the Wizard of Oz, because it's one of those things that it's just been a part of our lives for almost 100 years now, and it's just such a lovely story. And well, the book has been around longer, but I'm talking about the film, I suppose. Anyway, number 5, I'm grateful for pencils. The ones made with lead pencils, or graphite or whatever. I have been using pencils since I was a little kid, and it's funny because you don't really think about pencils a whole heck of a lot because they're just pencils, but they come in very handy. And when you were a kid, you would use them to fill out quizzes at school, and you could erase, and you can't erase pens, so pencil's good for that if you need to revise something. They're great for etching and for like just drawing. Or if you have like colored pencils. These are just little things in our lives that are just, commonplace, but we don't think about them a whole heck of a lot. So, but I think it's good to do that, because the more that you're able to be feeling gratitude for these things, then the more likely you are to default to a more optimistic way of thinking in your life, because it naturally makes your brain more positive, just thinking about these things in our lives. So this is why I like to practice gratitude, because I find that it makes it so that I'm more resilient as well. And so will you be, or are. I don't know how long you've been doing it, but if you just started, you'll find the more you practice, the more likely you are to think about like all of these positive things in our lives. So you're not so grumpy. I mean, don't get me wrong, I still get grumpy, but just not as much as I used to. So it's something I would encourage you guys to keep doing, is practicing gratitude. And please also subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate it. And I will see you next time, and have a lovely day. Bye!